17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. Yep. I'm the single soul host on the show today, and I am. It's like 2 days in a row that I've got this kind of a brilliant idea, something to talk about. And the subject for today is Toyota Priuses, Coexist, and Hillary supporter follies. And I have got this thing. I made a Word document on it and everything. Got a photo, and you'll be able to see that as soon as I get this everything uploaded where it's supposed to go. Anyways, it's a photo of a bumper of a Prius vehicle, and it has a bumper sticker with a Jesus fish. I don't know what the zigzag is going across in the middle of the fish is, but it almost kind of looks like a southwestern native Indian colors type thing, but nevertheless it's a Jesus symbol. Then in the middle it has a Coexist bumper sticker. We all know what the Coexist. I actually didn't research so I can actually read what every single symbol is, but the history of that bumper sticker. But the C is a crescent moon for Islam. The O is a peace sign, and the E is an E, but it has a point going at the top right of the E and another arrow on the bottom of the E, meaning the male and the female symbol. Then there's a Star of David for the X. Then the I is an I. I don't know what the dot on the I is supposed to be. And then the S is actually the yin and yang symbol. And then the T, of course, is the Jesus cross. And then on the right side of the bumper, right next to the Coexist bumper sticker, is a Clinton Kane bumper sticker. So Hillary Clinton and her VP choice. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. So according to the dictionary.com, one of the 6 definitions of folly is defined as the state or quality of being foolish, lack of understanding or sense. King Solomon wrote, recorded in Proverbs chapter 19, verse 3, a person's own folly leads to their ruin, yet their heart rages against the Lord. So just look at this picture, and you have to wonder in bewilderment as to just what is wrong with certain people, old and young alike. In this case, turns out to be a male senior appearing driver who actually I saw get out of this harmless looking disaster of a carbon footprint at a popular fitness center. Like a gumshoe, I waited for the opportunity to snap a pic of the bumper with no prying eyes to wonder what this character is doing, photoing somebody's car. Notice the stickers begin with Christ and ends with hell. I mean, Cain. Hillary's VP choice. Does this supporter know something that we don't know? You know Hillary is a hellraiser, as in raising Cain. But you probably don't know Hillary and Trump, the other opposition frontrunner, are actually related all the way back to the old European blue blood days. I actually wrote an extensive blog of that relation. It was titled Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, Royal Presidential Bloodline Cousins. And you can find that on michaeldtobin.blogspot.com. It's from March of 2016. Is the driver or owner of this car really a Hillary supporter, though? Maybe the irony of Christ in the beginning, so-called coexistence in the middle, symbolizing one world religion, government, and monetary, is man's goal from earliest history, and finally will end in hell and the lake of fire for Satan and friends. Maybe this guy just stumbled by happenstance on this far-fetched display. Who knows? But when you study Western civilization and politics, something even more troubling than the interesting facts that one family have always run the world's governments and its inhabitants for quite a few centuries, you'll find that along with evil satanic stories within the bloodlines, cruel and inhumane rule, and every type of geographical domination imaginable to every historical period until now, there has been this competitive nature within these families where eccentricity often is the only thing these families really care about. So that is the reason for my pondering as to why would Hillary choose a VP choice with the name Cain when it is synonymous with hell. I say it's because she is evil and she knows it and she loves it. But maybe not. Just having a little fun with words. So onward with yet more troubling aspects of citizens who vote for certain candidates whose track records absolutely contradict what these voters seemingly advocate. They pretend that they're motivated by the sentiment of, can't we just all get along? But in reality, these supporters are one, two, or all of three things. Defiant, deceived, or they just don't care anyways. Where am I going with this, you may be wondering. I'll summarize, and then you may go about your business. And don't forget to vote. By the way, I've already considered independent candidates, and like everyone else, we seem to all mesh together as if it is science and chemistry of a certain amalgam, only as, did I say that right? Amalgam? Only has one thing in common, or possible, instead of us having our own free will. Kind of like silly putty or a slinky, expands and comes back every time. We'll do the same thing as we're supposed to do and see only two candidates and believe all others are hopeless, and we'll vote for only one of two. So in summary, why did I refer to the Toyota Prius as a harmless-looking disaster of a carbon footprint? Because the batteries require many times more of Earth's and our atmosphere's destruction to create, thus a carbon footprint, than any other of atmosphere and Earth will be saved by driving the vehicle during the lifetime of the vehicle. There is no way the gas savings, quietness of the vehicle, and lack of emissions will make up for what it takes to create that one battery that helps power the vehicle. But the driver either doesn't care or they have been deceived to believe they are doing Mother Earth a favor. Just the same as these voters are easily deceived or convinced that they can fool many people, but not all of the people, into thinking that they really do want to coexist, yet really, they are not of a coexistent desire. They will still vote for someone who is known to take from those who work and give to those who won't, simply for a vote. These voters claim they desire coexistence, yet they vote for candidates who legislate the unborn to death by abortion, denying that life to ever hoping to be a part of this so-called coexistence they tout. These supporters claim they are for compassion towards those who can't fend for themselves and or participate in society through work and career, due to physical inabilities or health reasons, yet the facts show their motives go far beyond those who can't, and in turn have created a whole society of supporters who are rewarded for willful ignorance and laziness in exchange for their votes. No longer can we be assured, as before, that anyone from customer service, construction, food distribution, schools, and teachers, all the way up to our elected and appointed officials, even know what they are talking about or are supposed to know as a skill. Finally, the folly of it all is that the United States, the last developed nation in the world now whose freedoms haven't been obliterated, is still the greatest nation only because this whole distribution of wealth, communistic, anarchistic, rebellious attitude has been legislated through our U.S. Constitution well enough to barely last roughly 2.5 centuries, and literally is very near the point of being able to withstand its defiance of and lack of adherence to for its survival. And these voters and supporters of our recent political choices back to 100 plus years ago, which led to President Roosevelt's The New Deal. The New Deal morphed from helping the devastated into a literal entitlement, and the type of thinking involved in its creation led to environmental aspects of our government, granting unelected officials to regulate and seize private land and property at the organization's whim, such as the Bureau of Land Management, U.S. Forest Services, Environmental Protection Agency, etc. And onward to the new Homeland Security, who can now arrest and detain and even kill a U.S. citizen without due process, which the U.S. Constitution and Bill of Rights all is made null and void at the whim of unelected officials instead of Congress. Worse yet is soon, depending on who you vote for. We will or we will not be able to defend ourselves effectively in our own homes that the Second Amendment allows us to, depending on where you live. But the inability to legally do so will soon disappear throughout the country depending on who you vote for. That's worse than folly. How about the First Amendment? We can barely think freely, let alone speak freely. Unless you're not a Christian, of course. Watch out when you buy a bunch of flashlights and batteries at Home Depot. Watch out if you buy over 7 days worth of food and supplies if the weather is peachy. Or watch out if you are opposed to abortion. Or watch out if you don't trust our government. Or watch out if you don't kick all males out of the salon so a Muslim woman can remove her hijab. Liberals reading or listening to this, I have Muslim friends and I will defend them in a heartbeat because they are now American, not a transplanted pest or anti-American citizens. You know what I'm talking about. Or watch out if you're an NFL team who are not allowed to honor our nation's police officers and law enforcement with a small symbol on their jersey for a game and are not allowed. Yet one player can wear socks with the picture of a pig in a cop's uniform during games, Kaepernick. Watch out when your child is suspended for using the name God in her essay. Watch out, and watch out. So the most folly is that you, the reader, may not even care until you are violated. Until you are violated. Then you'll care, etc., etc., etc. All this and more lies ahead, depending on who we support and vote for. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.